This is about empathy and taking leaps. So, when you are empathizing with someone or you're activating your empathic power, which I think everyone has to a degree because everyone has psychic ability to a degree, it's basically in our DNA. So, when you read into someone else's emotion, that's like operating the area of code within your soul that is freed up enough to mimic the code of someone else's emotion. So it goes from being a string of zeros to a string of 1101110, whatever binary code would match their emotion. This is the best way to explain the code visual because binary is very expansive. So when that happens, it kind of like it could flood your nervous system or it can flood your sensitivity. So that's why it's good to have your sensitivity kind of like on ice, and that has more connotation to that. I can explain that in a different video. But basically, the ice element, which is in a mantra, helps you stabilize your sensitivity. And this is stemming from the sixth chakra. But I'm talking about the sixth chakra in the center of the brain, which rules our sensitivity. This is how we sense all of our five senses. To a psychic degree, it's like it's ruling how we sense and the amount that we sense at a time. So, basically, the Isa mantra or the E mantra is just one sound, and this is part of the Greek Kabbalah. Okay, so Kabbalah is just it has to do with numbers and sounds, but the way I'm talking about it is basically the mantric part of it. So the E mantra is very strong. That's why usually it's like you do it 2 times into your sixth chakra. This also made it into the Egyptian Kabbalah, and it turned into Is, and the way we would read it is Isis, but the way you would pronounce it for the Kabbalah is Is, and you would focus that into your sixth chakra. This is also in the Sumerian, and in the Sumerian it's Inanna. So, yeah, I just felt like I had to say that all of a sudden because it's very important and it has been neglected for a while. Because one, mantra has been neglected, and two, the sixth chakra has been neglected, and that is how we manage our sensitivity. This is like, we're basically a supercomputer, and those supercomputers need to be on ice. Like, it needs to reach 0 degrees Kelvin. That's like absolute zero. Just to manage the amount of, imagine feeling so many emotions throughout the entire planet, throughout the whole solar system, the galaxy. You think people who are reaching out to you from like the higher beings that reach out to you and feel you are not able to manage the emotions of the entire galaxy? Like, I'm not saying that they're to be your therapist. I'm saying they're able to empathize, they're able to like psychically feel the emotion, but also psychically tame the emotion. And this is a status that we can work up towards, but we have to be able to progress. So those were the Greek, Egyptian, and Sumerian ways to alchemize your sixth chakra functionality. It's good to open your sixth chakra and your third eye chakra first before doing this. But it's also good to do this empowerment because you might already have a lot of energy stirring inside of you that needs to be tamed. So what I want to talk about now is that we read emotions spatially and temporally. It's not just someone across the room that we focus on and then we feel their emotion. It's also our future selves that we feel, and this can cause fear. We feel that our future self is gonna not like a situation, so we avoid the situation. This gets in the way of possible events that could happen because stuff like that happens all the time. Like it goes up and then it goes down, and then it goes back up again, the emotional roller coaster. But when you think about it from a more expanded perspective, you can see all of the possible events that could happen. But all of these events have like a retroactive anchor. Every second is an anchor. Like it can be an anchor. So if you do something and say it's like November 3rd, 1986, and you have an opportunity to do something, but you don't do it because you were too scared. You missed out on all of these possible events that could have been rooted into that one opportunity that you could have took. So that's kind of something that we already know. It's like not wanting to live your life with regrets. But you can basically look into the future, like the possible future is all you want. But every second you do that, you're wasting time. It can help, especially when it comes to things that are like very likely to happen. But sometimes you just have to take action now, because every second it's a different alignment with planetary hours, celestial events, every second, every hour. But I'm saying every second because we are all on different schedules. If you have to make this meeting with this really important person and there's not a second to spare, or else you're going to have to meet them on a different day, you misalign or you realign the planetary hour that you would meet the person, the moon sign that you would meet the person, the sun sign, the mood, all that stuff, which influences the outcome. There's so many details that we usually don't need to think about because all we really need to do is like set the intention like once with enough energy, and then things play out as long as we play along. But we have the opportunity to change. We're not a robot, so we can actually change our trajectory at any point in time. Nothing is set in stone. Everything changes. That's my 25 cents and $1, but the main point is that we empathically feel space and time. And that means we can when you get really adept at your empathic control, you can focus on an object, a person's voice, a picture, anything that connects you, like sensitivity, anything that connects you through like the five senses to whatever you're trying to read, you can just feel into it. but you can affirm to yourself, I am completely and effortlessly understanding what I need to based on this connection with this person's voice or the texture of this rock or the image that I am holding or an image in your mind, like a memory. And then you can go into, this goes into like telepathy a bit, but if you can read the memories of someone, you can like kind of make a whole grid and look deeper into the memories. And some memories are easier to read because of the intensity of the memory. And this brings you into like a cascading or like a networking journey into like a deep world, a deep subconscious world. But you have to respect the ethics of that. There's a time to do that and there's a time not to do that. And it can be dangerous because you're not the only one who can do it. So, my 2 cents.